What's good, y'all? It's your boy Untamed. Yeah, boy. Coming at you live for another episode of the Man What Podcast. I'm here with my favorite co-host, Khalil Jamal.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Shit, man. Not much, man. Just another day, another beautiful day in Las Vegas, another beautiful day in Houston, Texas.
Another day, another dollar, baby.
How y'all feeling?
Man, I already know that they feeling good out there. You feel me? We got a lot to talk about today. It's a lot of content we got to get to in this episode. But before we do that, I want to thank all of our new fans, all of our new subscribers, everybody that's tuning in. Man, we love y'all, man. We love y'all, man.
We on the road to 300, man.
You know what I'm saying?
300.
We almost at 3.
We at a good 280 right now. You know what I'm saying? We on the road to 300.
We just need 20 more subscribers to hit that big 300. You know what I mean? Or that little 300, but it's big to us because we just sitting at home talking shit. You feel me? So
basically.
But anyway, shout out y'all, man. Y'all stay tuned in. We got more content coming soon.
Shout out Gam and shout out Gam Gam.
Shout out to Gamily, man. Shout out GG's for life. Grandma gang.
GG. Gang.
Nah, it's going down though. What's up, man? Let's go ahead and jump straight into the show, man.
Hey, man, if y'all don't know, this is coming straight off the press as of Wednesday, July 2nd, Diddy has been found not guilty of 3 of the 5 charges that he was brought up on.
Crazy.
Sean Diddy Combs will be getting out of jail possibly very, very, very soon.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm shocked. I'm shocked, bro. And I said it a couple pods ago, bro. I honestly thought Diddy was cooked. That's crazy.
Yo,
I'm shocked.
Me too.
I'm shocked, guys.
Nah, me too.
And I know we not the only
Diddy
ones.
was cooked. Nah, I for sure thought Diddy was done for.
Me too, bro. So
but
this is crazy.
But it seems like Brian still might actually be the GOAT lawyer, bro.
I think he is the best lawyer that the best famous lawyer that we see on all these cases. Come on, he got Thug out. He got Diddy acquitted of RICO and sex trafficking.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
all right, so let me just read the charges out.
Brian still might be the RICO destroyer. Brian still might be the RICO destroyer.
Yo, Brian,
crazy.
Yo,
shout out Brian Still, man.
Bro.
If I ever get into a pinch, I gotta go
2 RICOs
hire
in a year.
I gotta go hire Brian Still, man.
Yo, he beat 2 RICOs in a year.
Man, see, we all talking about the defendant beating it, but what about Brian Still? Let's clap it up for Brian Still. Come on, man. He was willing to go to jail for what he believed in.
For Thug.
Come on, man.
Yeah, no bullshit.
Clap it up for Brian Still.
Hey, but look, let me read out the charges for the people to, get them, up to date on what's going on. So, for the count 1 of racketeering conspiracy, not guilty.
Yeah.
Sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, not guilty. Transportation to engage in prostitution, guilty. Sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, not guilty. Transportation to engage in prostitution, guilty. So 2 of the 5 charges he was found guilty on. But I want to talk about what he was found not guilty on: sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion. I think with the way we've been seeing this case play out, like the testimonies from Cassie, the testimonies from the 2 other ladies, obviously a couple weeks ago we seen that they directed the jury to not necessarily pay attention to the Kid Cudi portion of this or the other parts of this, just mainly focus on the sex trafficking. We seen through all these testimonies that a lot of these women were not here by force. A lot of these women were not here by fraud. A lot of these women were not here by coercion. They were with Sean Diddy Combs because it was Diddy. They wanted to be there.
Diddy, hold up.
So here's the thing. And to a jury, you have to be very, very careful with the wording of some of these charges because those women were not there by force. They came. They were in long-standing relationships. Cassie was in a 12-plus year relationship with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? By fraud, no. They knew exactly who they were going with. He didn't fool them into thinking anything. And coercion, they could have left anytime they want to. Puff wasn't forcing them to stay. They stayed. So you can't find him guilty on that. And I see a lot of people, they're saying this case sets the precedent for blah, 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 all this other stuff. But when it comes to a federal case, we're talking about what's black and white, not the gray area, unfortunately. What's black and white is Diddy did not he did not force these women to travel for sex. He did not fraud these women into traveling for sex. He did not coerce these people into having sex. They wanted to be there. So with that in mind, you can't find him guilty on that. So
agreed.
I think his defense did a great job of, well, really, I wouldn't even say his defense did a great job. The case kind of shot themselves in the fucking foot by letting people hear other people's sides of this story. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, by letting people hear the other sides of this story, I think to the jury and to the public, we was all like, okay, so he's definitely a freak, but I don't think this is sex trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
So Diddy got off, man.
Diddy got off on the most basically the most serious of all the charges, right?
Yeah.
We saw Cassie get on the stand. We saw Cuddy get on the stand. We saw Jane Doe, and a slew of others get on the stand and paint Diddy out to be a monster. And what I will say, Diddy a freak. He might be homosexual. You know what I'm saying? But
yes, was
he trafficking y'all? No.
And that's the point.
You guys,
that's the point.
You all were complicit in the lifestyle. Y'all were complicit with the freak offs. Y'all were there for it. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we got some justice in the situation of sex trafficking. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people were looking at this case. If Diddy were to be found guilty of sex trafficking, I think it would change the dynamics of a lot of how people hang out, especially famous people or just somebody of influence. It would change the dynamics of how they interact with the opposite sex, because
100%.
it was looking like if you invite a chick out and before y'all finna smash, you light a blunt or you snort a little line or whatever y'all into. It was looking like a few years later that she could go and be like, oh, I was under the influence at the time. I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't really want to. Yeah. And you know what I mean?
Right.
And shout out Ack, because he said that first, but I really agree with that because a lot of people were coming out. And there are a lot of cases now in 2025 where sex trafficking is thrown around and just these, it's almost like buzzwords. A lot of people are using these buzzwords when they're trying to sue people and get them for criminal charges. And I just think that this really sets a precedent that, yes, you could have a freak off, and no, it doesn't mean that you're trafficking people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it also gives leeway to the people who are actually being sex trafficked, because I think we're using that word too loosely. I think that the real definition is people being kidnapped, or you know what I mean, and forced into sexual labor, and really not getting too much benefit from it. You know, whether monetarily or emotionally. And I think that the way that differs from this Diddy case is that y'all were getting paid. Y'all were living a lifestyle. Y'all was riding in Rolls Royces, and y'all was pulling up to these parties, and y'all was wearing Prada, Gucci, Louis, blah, 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 blah. So it seems like I said from the beginning, y'all were complicit in this. So
of course,
you know, but it doesn't change the fact I thought Diddy was cooked, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I definitely did.
I'm shocked.
I definitely did. But as the case went on, my perspective started to change on it. I was like, man, they got him for like being a wild nigga, but like this ain't sex trafficking, bro. It's not. You know what I'm saying? And you have to just deal with the black and white of it. Like, I think, like you said, it does set the precedent for a lot of famous people now, because it's like, okay, it kind of makes them breathe a little bit, because they like, okay, like, because we always looking at each other like, nigga, we do this shit on the regular, so, nigga, do we got cases coming up? So I think this case kind of shows them, okay, it's a little bit of, like, there's a little bit of leeway to the lifestyles that we live. You know what I'm saying? So, with the Puff situation, yeah, I think his lawyers were just like, yeah, we got this. All we have to do is just let them cook themselves. Because at the end of the day, this is Diddy, bro. This is not just some random nigga who was just rounding up girls. They cared about the lifestyle. They cared about the money. They cared about the glitz, the glamour, the famous life, the famous nights, the paparazzi, all that comes with that. So a lot of times they was going with Diddy because, nigga, it's Puff. Like, this is one of the biggest hip hop moguls in really ever. You know what I'm saying? It's not even just like a time period. It's ever. Like, it's Puff. You know what I'm saying? It's a billionaire. Presenting as black excellence, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the music space, very known in this music space, in this hip hop community. So, yeah, bro, like there's not a doubt in my mind that lets me know that if those people were going with Puff, he wasn't forcing them to go. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah. So we'll see what they sentence him with, because he was found guilty on 2 charges of prostitution, but I mean, they're not about to give him 20 years. There's no mandatory sentences on this. The most that he could get is 10 years for each charge, and I heard that even if he does get a certain amount of time, that they're gonna run concurrent with each other. So exactly. He's coming home. Yeah, he'll come home soon. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but I think in the end, you know, he'll serve a year or 2 maybe, and then he'll be back home. You know what I'm saying? And these aren't and my whole thing is he's not a criminal. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you go in front of the feds, there's a certain guideline that they 90% of the time follow. And with him not being a convicted felon or anything like that, this is a slap on the wrist. You know what I'm saying? He's already been in jail 10 months. He might have to do a year. You know what I'm saying? But I think that all in all, he'll be able to be released. Yeah. And even if you have to do a year.
Or probation, you know?
Like, even if you have to do a year, 10 months, that's time served already, bro.
Yeah. Because a lot of time with the feds, it's 85% of your sentence. So if he is sentenced for a year, and another thing, I just want to say, like, for any regular person, right, that would have been found guilty of these 2 charges, especially it would have been your first offense, bro, you're getting a slap on the wrist. You're getting a slap on the wrist.
Facts.
You're getting probation.
Facts.
You're getting time served. You know what I'm saying? So if he does end up getting an exorbitant amount of time, like, which I don't think they'll give him 10 years. That's the mag. But if they try to do him dirt, give him 7 years or something like that. I think it'll be just to prove like fuck Diddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think that this is the case, because if he wasn't found guilty of the most egregious thing, which is sex trafficking and the RICO, come on, man. Y'all, he's not guilty of that. So y'all shouldn't have this disdain for him as far as being that type of monster. Yes, we seen him assault Cassie. Yes, he did he may or may not have did a couple of things that were like enforcement type of thing, but come on, you didn't see Uncle Poochie hit somebody. You didn't see your Uncle Rodney. You didn't see him slap his girl up a couple of times, and you don't want him to go to jail for 10 years, do you? Like, come on, we all got that uncle, we all got that cousin, we all got that brother, or that sister or that aunt that beats on their significant other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And a lot of times we mind our business and we stay out of there. I think that this case was very publicized, and that's why everybody has their opinions, whether it's right or wrong. But ultimately, like I said, he wasn't found guilty of the worst things, so I think we should give Diddy a little leeway as far as the rest of it.
Look, man. Yeah. It was a point in time where I feel like culturally we was treating this Diddy situation as an equivalent to like R. Kelly.
Yeah.
And it's not that, bro.
This is not that, bro.
Like at first there was rumblings about younger people, but those quickly disappeared. So he wasn't doing anything with underage women. He was doing things with women that were there on their own merit, on their own decisions. Yes, he may have been a freaky nigga. Yes, he may actually be on the spectrum in terms of his sexuality. Yes, he did put his hands on Cassie, but this is not the equivalent to a R. Kelly situation, bro. It's not. It's really not.
Yeah,
nigga.
I agree.
So I don't think we should treat Diddy like that. I don't think we should treat Puff like that. I think we could look at him like, yeah, you did some wild shit, and there's definitely some work that needs to be done with you in order for you to move past this. But this is not an R. Kelly situation, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I do think he'll probably be out before the summer. Yeah, I mean, it kind of leads us into the next topic, which is Kanye dropped the album with his son and him.
I heard it
last week.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I like some of the beats. I think King Combs, those songs were a bit too
mature for him, bro. Too like legendary. Too like the type of production that we get from a Kanye is more like soulful.
You need somebody seriously rapping.
Yeah. And I just feel like King Combs, alright, but he's more of a party type of get litty type of guy. So when you hear him on these soulful, like that song he got with Kodak, the song he got with Tiana, fire. Like all them shits is fire. You know what I'm saying? But I think that these beats were just a little bit too mature for him as far as
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
As far as the whole thing. But what I will say is kudos to Kanye, man. Kudos to Kanye. He said he was going to stick by Diddy. Everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people were either silent about it or they weren't just wholeheartedly saying, oh, Diddy didn't do it and blah, blah, blah. Kanye was one of the biggest people who was vehemently saying, let our brother Diddy go, free Diddy. He even had shirts that said free Diddy. You know what I mean? And though Kanye is crazy, seemingly, and though he has his moments where he does outlandish things, I think that overall he still has a huge reach, and his fans ride with him through thick and thin. And I think that this was just another 100%. Testament to Kanye's character now. Though he may be
100%.
saying certain things. I feel like when Kanye's passionate about something, he's wholeheartedly passionate about it, and we see that because we weren't expecting that. We wasn't expecting a joint album with Diddy's son. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying?
He dropped it. He dropped it randomly. Like,
yeah, and that's the beauty of Kanye being off a label and being independent. He can drop whenever the fuck he wants and however frequently he wants and whatever the fuck he wants. And I champion that. I champion that. I love that about Kanye, that he's willing to take the odd side of history and the odd side of a lot of topics and be able to stand on it. And I feel like Diddy's gonna appreciate that. That because
of course,
that they ostracized him and tried to make him seem like he's a monster. Once Diddy gets out, is back to playing ball. Like Diddy didn't waste all his money in his trial. You know what I'm saying?
At all, bro.
Diddy didn't waste all his money at this trial, so he's still gonna be balling. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of you motherfuckers that was on the other side and thought Diddy was done. I thought Diddy was done too. I'm not just talking shit. I'm just saying a lot of y'all in the media, a lot of y'all with bigger voices than us, and that were spewing all this hate rhetoric and basically saying fuck Diddy. A lot of y'all are gonna have to pay that man a visit, man. Either you're gonna pay him a visit or he's gonna pay you a visit. Just know, Diddy seen all of that shit. Diddy heard all of that shit. He couldn't say nothing.
Hey, what boss man say? You ain't keep it P? Okay, bet. Stand on that.
On God, like just because he didn't say nothing because he couldn't,
for real.
He heard what y'all was saying. Diddy coming for you.
And he about to learn a lot of shit.
And it may not be with violence. Like I said, he still got his money. He could smash. He could buy your block. He could buy your whole station. He might buy the building that you podcasting out of and shut it down.
And shut that shit down. It's my shit now. It's my shit now.
But yeah, in all seriousness, man, a lot of us media personalities was on it.
I do think when he comes out, it's a complete image change, bro. It's not the same Puff.
Yeah. But the thing about celebrities is they could portray whatever image they want to. It's all about that behind the scenes action, the shit we don't see.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So yeah. Crazy. But shout out Ye, shout out you know what I'm saying? Shout out Christian. Or quote unquote King Combs. The album was alright. It was cool. Will I listen to it again?
Yeah.
Probably not, but that's not what it was for. It was I believe wholeheartedly that it was for Kanye to help Diddy. You know what I'm saying? And help the family and what better way to help Diddy directly than to have his son, which you know he's riding with his dad no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And though it may not be a quote unquote number one album, it doesn't matter. I bet you it's still over time. I bet you it still makes $1 million, $2, $3, $4 million. Like these are big names that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So
of course,
that's good, man.
But shit. Going into the next topic, man. We talking about streamer wars, man.
Sheesh. Right after Streamer University, and it's crazy because we just talked about how everybody wants to be a streamer last pod. So the fact that there's a war going on is crazy. But who won, man?
All right, so two people warring right now is on this side we have DDG, rapper, YouTuber, streamer, and on this side we got Reggie, Girl He Funny, Lil Rodney's son,
Robin.
So Reggie really just started shooting at niggas.
I think it all really started with if y'all watch,
Rhea.
if y'all watch Mike's prom, Reggie stepped out with a girl, Rhea, Raya, or however you say her name. And basically, you know how that shit goes. Reggie's a popular streamer right now, so it kind of put her in the spotlight. And recently, Rhea, I guess she was posting for her brothers or her homies or whatever, and basically she was like, y'all know, we all been on Instagram, we all seen a little turn 100 to 1,000. Give me if your Cash App starts with these three numbers, then I can flip your Cash App and blah 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 blah. The Cash App scam. So she ends up posting a story, basically promoting a Cash App scam from one of her homies. Reggie seen it, or his fans, told him about it, and he basically cut her off because he doesn't feel like you should be scamming your fans, which I agree. Which
honorable.
Yeah. That's honorable. And from what I've seen so far, I mean, I don't know him personally, but Reggie is sort of an honorable guy. He seems genuine. He seems real. And that's the thing about a lot of funny people. They have to put their flaws on the table in order to negate the funny things that come back at them, because it's like, okay, you could say this about me, but I already told you about me, like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway,
right.
DDG decides to comment on it on his stream, which and basically DDG was saying, like, why you mad at her? She just trying to make some money on the side, blah blah blah. Why would you be mad at a girl just trying to get to the bag? And he was basically saying, like, he thinks that's weak, that Reggie doesn't like that, right? And which I don't think that DDG was wrong for. I don't think at the beginning DDG really gave a fuck about the situation or gave a fuck about Rhea. He just gets sent clips and he just reacts to clips. Yeah. It's like any other streamer or YouTuber. We get sent clips and we react to it. We react to what's going on. So I think, but his reaction struck a chord with Reggie. Reggie starts firing. Reggie starts talking shit. Reggie starts saying his music is garbage, that he's never heard nobody put on that new DDG, which is crazy because I never really heard that either. But I have heard DDG songs being played, maybe not as of late, but a few years ago when Moonwalking on Calabasas was coming on, that shit was playing everywhere.
Reggie was wrong in that instance, bro. Like, DDG done had a few songs in the past couple years where he's noticeably like, all right, bet this nigga kind of got one. That Geekin' was hard with NLE and Bia.
Yeah,
bro, that shit was hard. And that Moonwalking in Calabasas was hard, my nigga. Like, so I mean, maybe Reggie haven't heard a nigga say that, but on some real shit, he just said that because he got his feelings hurt, bro. Like, all this for real is because Reggie got his feelings hurt.
I agree.
I don't feel like DDG and on the real, I don't feel like DDG really gave a fuck about what Reggie had going on with Rhea, like, at all. Like, I don't think he really truly gave a fuck. But I think when Reggie got on stream, and Reggie's a big streamer now, like, he got like 1 point something on Instagram. Like, his streams go viral every day. So if you hopping on your shit and telling niggas my music trash, you fucking with my business, you fucking with my image, you fucking with my shit. So we could play them type of games if you want to play them type of games. And I feel like that's where DDG really coming from. And I understand it, bro. Even though I fuck with Reggie, I just feel like in this instance, he let his emotions get the best of him. And now he in something where it's like, you really like look like you crashing out, bro. Even if you not crashing out.
Yeah.
Niggas is tapped in. Like, niggas is tuning into your streams, but
it's crazy the opponent that he's going up against. DDG, like, we could sit and we could joke or whatever about DDG, about his music or whatever, but the nigga has plaques, bro. Like, the nigga went platinum or gold, or I'm not really familiar, but I'm sure he has some type of plaques, you know what I'm saying? And also DDG been doing this streaming, this YouTube, this music for a long time. And he's more, regardless if Reggie is the new dude that's popping off Bro, DDG been popping. Like, he been doing millions of views.
Look,
he been doing
this.
this.
And that nigga's touching some chicken. That, you know what that nigga told
sure.
Reggie? He said, he told that nigga, you're broke. You barely make $100K a month. I said, whoa.
Which is crazy.
Whoa.
Because talking shit.
You making, my good son?
I'm sure he's probably making $500 a month. 600.
He said you barely make $100 a month. I said, whoa, I'm about to set up a streaming camera, nigga. What?
You see why I'm streaming?
Bruh, you're barely touching $100 a month, nigga. That's 1.2 a year.
Yeah,
Damn
but
near.
we
like,
but
maybe,
that's what I'm
that's
saying.
From like 900 to 1.2.
That's why I'm saying, like, Reggie's going against someone who may be out of his league. Like, as far as the funny shit, okay, Reggie can make a joke about it, but like on some serious shit, if you even, like I said, even though Reggie's the new guy that's popping, bro, DDG is more popping than Reggie on Twitch, and we don't really sit and talk about it. Bro, DDG 100%. Be having like 40,000 people watching him when he's just sitting in front of, when he's on a fucking laptop in a hotel lobby. Like, real bro. Shit. And he made a
because here's the thing. Niggas been waiting, like, I feel like his fan base has been waiting for him to start streaming consistently, because he already had the community on YouTube, like millions of subscribers. So all he really had to do is be like, hey y'all, I'm on Twitch. It's just he was kind of like doing it every now and then, but once he hopped on stream and like start staying on that bitch, that's when I feel like that nigga just went crazy. Like,
and he is
like, to me, he was just like the two highlights of Streamer University was shit that DDG was doing and shit that Kai was doing. Like, them niggas was like low key like neck and neck in terms of like how many clips went viral from that shit.
And I just want you to see, like, DDG, I think he got like 48,000 subscribers, which to people who are new to Twitch, in order to be a subscriber, you have to pay at the minimum $4.99, $5 a month. So if you got 48,000 subscribers, that means at least this month,
$250,000.
You're finna make $250,000 just this month off streaming, and that's not even including the gifted subs, the different ways that the ads on Twitch, like just off the subscribers.
Word.
$250,000. So I think that's really why he's talking that big boy talk to Reggie. But Reg,
I think I seen something where his partner said that he asked it, like, I forgot what's DDG's man's name. Is it like Doug or something like that?
Yeah.
Anyway, he was asking DDG why he was still rapping if he's making $800K from streaming a month. I said, this nigga's making $800K a month.
I told you, DDG showed his shit off Twitch. I think it was for the year or something. He had made $12 million. Like, stop it. Like, stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it.
He rich as fuck.
But DDG isn't the only person that Reggie's firing at. He's also firing at Almighty J. Now, if y'all don't remember Almighty J, come on, YBN J, YBN Almighty.
Yeah.
He used to run with Corday and Namir,
and Corday.
right? And basically, you know, Almighty J was basically saying that Reggie is nothing without Kai Cenat, and that without Kai, that Reggie wouldn't really be popping right now like he is. And Reggie got mad and started getting on Almighty, because he said basically that that's not true. Reggie was basically like, look, I've been grinding, and for Kai to even notice me means that I was making some type of noise. Yeah. Which I low key kind of think it is a little bit of hate coming from Almighty J. But what I do notice about Almighty J is that he been streaming too. This nigga been streaming since years ago. After the whole rap career kind of fizzled down, he went straight to streaming and on YouTube and shit. So I really don't think that right now he has a relevant song that people really want to listen to, but I do think that people tune into his lives and his streams and shit like that. So what I will say is that I do think it was a little hate, man. He was that's kind of a little shade on Reggie. And Reggie's right to fire back at him. Now, I agree with Reggie in the fact that you did have to be making noise for Kai to come and scoop you up. You know what I'm saying? But I think that this was all Kai's design. This was all Kai's plan. Kai wanted him to blow up, and Kai, just being the genuine dude he is, made that call, got Reggie up there. He didn't only take Reggie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He took Tylel, Punga, Dez, Ray, Rakai. Yeah. You know what I mean? Fanny. And but that's AMP. You know, I'm saying just as the like Clover OG. House. Yeah, he took all of them, and that was his vision, to blow them up. You know what I'm saying? To the point, and he did. So I just think that that's crazy. Another person that Reggie was firing at was Plaque Max, basically saying, you know, he hasn't been streaming and this and that. But if y'all didn't know, Plaque Max dropped the album a few weeks ago or a week ago or something like that, and he's really been trying to take his music serious. He's actually on tour, so that's why he hasn't been really streaming like that. But you know, Reggie decided to take shot, and he's basically saying the same thing about Plaque that he was saying about DDG. He's saying like nobody says put on that new Plaque Max song and this and that, which maybe not in regular.
Got to hit together.
Yeah. Maybe not in regular everyday life, but there is a subsection of the internet that does play their music, bro. They have millions of streams. They have hit songs. They have, you know what I'm saying? They have millions of listeners a month. So I think that I think when Reggie told the jokes, he was just trying to be funny. Like, he didn't do his research and shit like that. You know what I mean? I think he was just trying. Of course. They said something about him, so he, boom. You know, the funny dude always just gotta fire back immediately. But I just don't think that that's necessarily true. And I think that right now Reggie is crashing out, bro. He's going against some heavy hitters, and though they're turning him up, they are turning him up, because I think yesterday or the day before that, Reggie had 50,000 people watching him all consecutive on Twitch. And usually he has like 18K, 20K, you know what I mean, 15K. Yeah. So I think that the beef is really turning him up. But I just think Reggie needs to watch who he's beefing. I mean, unless he has a plan and he knows what he's finna do, I think he should watch who he's beefing with, because especially like with a DDG, the motherfucker's playing with millions. Like, the same way that I was saying with Puff. Yeah. Puff could come out, he's still playing with millions. He could buy your shit. DDG could do the same shit. You know what I mean? And I just don't think, I think that the streamer world, it looks like there's a lot of streamers, but there's only a percentage of big streamers that all streamers watch. And I think a DDG, a Reggie, a Kai, those are the people that everyone watches. So I don't think that you should burn your bridges with the biggest of the streamers. You know what I'm saying? Because then the casual fan that'll go and watch a DDG stream and then switch over and watch a Lil Rodney stream is like on the fence now. He's like, nah, let me not even watch Reggie, or nah, let me not even watch DDG, you know, when this is all said and done. Because right now, everybody loves beef, so everybody's numbers is going to be conflated and just through the roof. But I think as everything fizzles out, it's going to be a line drawn if this continues, and people are going to have to choose sides.
Yeah. It seems like most people are like siding with DDG, and people are just like, yo, I just feel like Reggie was crashing out, which, again, bruh, I just feel like he took it a little too personally, bruh.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, like, he just took it a little too personally. It was cool. Like, it wasn't no pressure behind it. Like, but you made it pressure. You feel me? So it was like, all right, now niggas got to fire back because it's a respect thing now. Like, you talking a little too crazy.
Yeah.
So, you know, but Yeah, I mean, I do feel like Reggie was valid in his beef with Rhea and like all that Cash App shit. Cause I understand, like, you don't want niggas to scam your fans. You already like, these people fuck with me. I might not even know why they fuck with me, like, but I'm riding this wave. Like, I'm making more money than I ever have. Like, this, like, I don't want this shit to end. I don't want no scandal to start where it seems like I'm scamming my fans. Cool, but the way you then talk about people who talk about your shit, nigga, sometimes you just gotta let that shit be water off your back, bro. Like, it ain't even worth it. But maybe it is worth it because, again, if y'all looked at DDG's class on the Streaming University, the nigga basically said, start beefs, drop music videos, and this shit just gonna go up. Like, just watch how it go up because people love drama. That was pretty much the sentiment of what he was teaching in his class. So to see him leave Streamer University and it happens in real time, it's just like, damn, this nigga said this shit and then it happened. Like, because just as much as this making Reggie bigger, this is making DDG bigger. Like, now it's gonna be a thing where the nigga's making 1.5 a month as opposed to this 800. You feel me? So, like I said, bro, like, that shit.
Yeah. I think
crazy amount of money.
Reggie's just firing back, but he doesn't realize like just how the Streamer University was structured. Like, you're a student, bro. You're firing at the teacher. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, we getting chicken out here, like,
niggas that been here.
Cause DDG ain't the only one. You seen Agent made 800 a month too, and that's just off YouTube. You feel me? Like, so those big dogs, those big dogs in this shit. You know what I mean? So I just think Reggie should cool out, and Reggie is now he on stream talking about DDG's baby mama and the baby,
and that's what I'm saying. Like,
and I think he's turning it into something else.
You turn it into something that it don't gotta be for real.
Yeah,
bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you crashing out. Like, and we fuck with him, bro. He cool. Like, he funny as hell. He one of the funniest streamers. But when you now starting to mention people kids, like, especially with everything that's going on in the news with his kids already, it ain't gonna do nothing but like make the situation worse than it already is, bro. So, you know, I don't really agree with how Reggie going about it. But again, at the end of the day, he a grown man. You know what I'm saying? He gonna make his decision. So, you know, if that's the route he feel like he want to take, you know, then, you know, take that. But I don't really want this shit to go past streaming, bro. Cause it was like Funny Mike was telling Reggie. He was like, cause Reggie was asking him to pick a side, and Funny Mike was like, look, bro, like, you gotta understand, like, I ain't picking no side because he's like, if it's some real shit, then like niggas die about real beef. Like, for real, like, niggas die about that shit. So if it's real smoke, then
I'm basically willing to take it. Yeah, I'm willing to take it to the max.
To a place where you not necessarily willing to take it. So I can't even really talk to you like this.
Yeah.
Like, so, you know, I feel like he got some wise counsel around him. He just gotta, you know, take it. I feel like Funny Mike is smart in this shit because he's like, nigga, like, I know where this shit could go.
He been doing this shit. Come on, Funny Mike been out since, like, fucking what's that? What was that app? Where they was
Vine.
Vine. He been out since Vine, bro. Like, come on. He was going viral on Vine and shit. So
he was telling them some real shit. He was like, yo, he's like, just know, like, if you gonna take it there, if it's some real, if it's some real beef, like, just know, like, you know, niggas die about that shit. So it ain't nothing to play with. But if it's internet shit, then it's just internet shit. Like, you ain't even gotta really worry about it. So, you know,
I agree, man. We'll cover more when more come out, man. Shout out DDG, shout out Reggie.
Exactly. Shout out DDG, shout out Reggie. Yo, I want to go into Malik Beasley. who is a player for the Detroit Pistons, who is under investigation for sports betting. We've came in here and talked about this before. I think it was with Michael Porter Jr.'s brother. But now we back, and it's Malik Beasley. And, nigga, apparently this nigga's like in $8 million of debt across all fields. This nigga is owing a whole bunch of people money. Shit is coming to the forefront now because his whole world is crashing down. I say that to say, this sports betting shit is ruining the fabric of sports as we know it, my nigga. It really is, especially giving players the freedom to sports bet as well. And it's like, my nigga, I feel like we're gonna keep seeing this shit, bro. And it's not gonna be from the superstars. It's never gonna be from the superstars, because the superstars get paid so much money that it's like, nigga, they would never gamble their career on some sports betting shit. But the role players who might get like $800 a year, $900 a year, $1 million a year, we're gonna keep seeing this from them niggas because they feel like they can tweak the game to a point where they can win and have their money come up. Bruh, it's all traceable. Y'all niggas are dumb, bruh. It's all traceable. Everybody that was betting, doing this sports betting shit, and then you're playing the game, they're running take back. They're seeing all that little shit you're doing to hit your leg, the parlay on your leg. Nigga, all they have to do is look at the game footage and then go look at the spread, my nigga. And if they see you doing funny shit, you're under investigation.
I feel like this. Like, sports betting has been in sports forever, right? They accuse Mike of it. They accuse a lot of people of betting under the table. I just think that with social media and all of these apps, just how you said, everything is traceable. And I think that the major part of it is that these players or these role players that are betting, they're not betting the over. They're not betting, if he's slated to get 15 points, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to score 25 today. No. They're betting the under on themselves. They're betting, he won't get 5 rebounds. Right on the 4th one, he just boofs it, and he doesn't want to get the 5th one. And I think that is where the major issues come, because you're not playing to your full potential, and you're pretending, just how you said, that running back footage and shit like this. And I just think for a lot of these role players, betting under on yourself is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's ruining the game. We see a lot more people, what they call that shit, when you just fall plopping and planking and falling on the ground and not
flopping.
Yeah, flopping. A lot of people are flopping. A lot of people. It's happened to me. It's happened to me plenty of times, bro, where I bet. And that's why I deleted all the sports betting apps, because I was making money, but I was losing money. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times they'd be off by half a point. They'd be off by 1 rebound, or you know what I'm saying? And then when you're sitting there watching the game, you're like, yo, he could have grabbed that. Like he literally just let the other guy get it. You know what I'm saying? Or just too many instances of that. You know what I'm saying? And y'all are fucking idiots, bro. Y'all are making $1 million a year, 800,000, 2 million, 3 million. Bro, it's people that would never make that amount of money. So for y'all to want more, instead of just playing better, because that's the issue, bro. You make more money in the NBA if you play better. But if you're betting the under on yourself, you're not playing better. You're playing worse. You know what I'm saying? So you'll never be able to get a bigger contract, and that's why you're sports betting, because you don't believe in yourself. And a lot of these people get just too greedy, and they got friends and family. You know what I'm saying? That's why there's certain stipulations on sports betting and who can bet. It's the same thing as stocks and bond. Like if you own a certain stock, your family's not allowed to put in more than a certain amount, or you know what I'm saying. There's rules behind this shit because of this type of shit happening, bro. I think that as an NBA player, you should always be trying to play to your full potential, and you should always be trying to get better. If you're betting the under and you're getting under on your picks, you're trash. You're a bitch, and you deserve everything that comes with it. If he's $8 million in debt, that's because he couldn't uphold certain bets that he made. You know what I'm saying? Because this is more than just sports betting. He's probably, if somebody has a gambling problem, they're betting in person. They're betting on apps. They're betting on this. They're betting on that. And for you to be $8 million in debt when you don't make that amount of money means that you have a fucking problem. And every way that they want to punish him, I believe that it should happen, because people watch. It's already conspiracies that certain sports are scripted, and you know what I'm saying, certain things are supposed to happen because that's the way that the game is set up. But when people do betting and shit and they get caught, it just opens the fucking Pandora's box on conspiracies and throwing games and shit like this. I just don't like it, bro. Long story short, I don't like it. I don't agree with it, and I think that he should be thrown out. I think anybody sports betting on the unders on themselves and not striving to be the best player that they could be should be thrown the fuck out. And we get some new kids in there. We got guys that want to be in the NBA that would never do that. You know what I'm saying? And those are the people that I want to see playing.
Facts. And I mean, look, again, they're gonna find it, bro. Like, there's so much technology that like, they're paying attention to your stats, bro. Like, there's people, they pay people to pay close attention to these games because of shit like this, bro. They're paying close attention, and if there's a pattern with certain shit that you're doing, then, bro, they're gonna cook you, bro. They had, like, ever since this news came out, like, they done pulled up so many clips of Malik Beasley trying to cover the spread. It's ridiculous, my nigga. There's a play where Giannis blocks the nigga, which stops him from covering the spread, and then he starts dancing in front of him. Like, Giannis was dancing in front of him, and Malik Beasley was just overly mad, like, pissed. And it's just like, bro, you don't think people are watching that? There's 100 cameras on you right now. Yeah. Nigga. Every game. So they done pulled up like 20 different clips. But there's an article that says Malik Beasley is in debt and owes a lot of people money. And I just want to read a couple things from the article. It says, I have been with Malik for a long time. I have seen a lot of people around him come and go, but I have stayed away from any of his financial management or mismanagement or decisions he would make with money. Beasley's criminal defense lawyer Steve Haney told the news on Tuesday. I'm his lawyer. I don't get involved in his finances. He added, you hope them to get around the best people and planners and management people. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. In March, Beasley was sued in Detroit's 36th district for failing to pay $14,000 in rent at the historic high-rise apartment building in downtown Detroit. Then it says he was again sued by the Stott for failing to pay $7,000 worth of rent. And then it says that he put some of his contract under he used some of his contract as collateral for if he didn't cover a bet. So for his dentist, and his dentist started collecting on those bets through his checks. So it was kind of like it was kind of starting to point signs that this nigga was doing a whole lot.
Yeah.
And then it came crashing down.
He's just an idiot, man. He's an idiot. Any player that does that forfeits and that plays like that instead of playing your heart out, just playing the bets and shit, you're a fucking idiot. Get him out of here, man.
It says in January, a Minnesota dentist won a $34,000 default judgment against Beasley, according to court records. The dentist Hassan Al-Shahabi of Delicate Smile started garnishing Beasley's paychecks from the Detroit Pistons in February, court records show. The debt has not been satisfied, according to those records.
That's because he's robbing Peter to pay Paul, bro. And then now it's all coming out because I feel like the major thing in this is he owes too much money. He's robbing Peter to pay Paul, and now he doesn't have enough money to pay all these people. So now everybody's disgruntled, and everybody's coming out about it. We're like, well, shit, we didn't get our money. He said he was going to pay me this amount. I haven't seen it. And now, people, and then, look, let me give you a lesson, youngins. When you owe somebody money, they are watching you like a hawk. When you owe somebody some bread, they are watching your every move because they want to know why the fuck you bought that if you owe me. Why are you driving that if you owe me? You know what I'm saying? Thanks. And people just start pocket watching. So, long story short, man, don't owe nobody no money. Go get your money from these banks. Get you a credit card. Get you one of these cards, man. And don't owe.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Reading all this shit, bro, it just sounds like Malik Beasley is broke, bro. Like he's shot for cash, bro.
Yeah.
He's shot for cash. Like at the end of the day, because if you owe, even if you owe somebody $100K to an NBA player, $100K, like they wipe their ass with that, bro. They wipe their ass with that. So it's just like it's like you're not paying $7,000 rent. Like to an NBA player, $7,000 rent ain't shit. $14,000 rent ain't shit.
Yeah, all you got to do is touch the floor and you making that.
Literally, my nigga, like they wipe their ass with that kind of money. So to me, it just sounds like Malik Beasley just don't got no money.
Yeah,
he
bet it all.
Owe a lot more people. Yeah, he bet it all.
He bet it all.
He bet it all, bro. So
and now he's gonna be thrown the fuck out.
Wicked.
And how the fuck is he gonna pay it? He isn't. So everybody looking for Michael Beasley or whatever his name is, Malik Beasley. He's not paying you. If I was him, I'd just go bankrupt.
He's not
the business, your business. I'd bankrupt the business. I wouldn't bankrupt myself. But that's another story. That's a financial story. I'm not a financial advisor, man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all not getting that money from Malik. He's going to jail, and y'all not getting that.
You're going to jail.
You're going to jail. Yo. T-Pain got some Drake hate, bruh. Is T-Pain just hating, or is he valid in what he's saying? Do you know what T-Pain said about it?
Just for the fans, just express what T-Pain said.
Okay, so T-Pain was on a podcast, and he basically said that he feels like Drake is not taking his own advice of a graceful exit through music. He feels like Drake is still hammering at the wall to see if people like his next thing. Like, oh, you don't like this one? Okay, maybe you'll like this one, or maybe you'll like this one, or maybe you'll like this one. And Drake commented under a video that was on Instagram of T-Pain saying this guy has always had resentment for me. And a lot of people looked at that like T-Pain being resentful of Drake or hating on Drake. And I mean, honestly, when people start bringing up old clips and always of like T-Pain talking about Drake, it does seem like there is a little bit of like resentment there for Drake from T-Pain. But in that particular clip where he was saying, when he was talking about the graceful exit, I think T-Pain in a weird way was low-key inspired by Drake saying some shit like that. To me, it didn't give off like T-Pain was saying oh, Drake needs to stop making music, or he's not taking his own advice. He was more so being like I was inspired when he said that because, yeah, like you kind of want to have the graceful exit of like niggas don't kick you out. You kind of made that decision on your own. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if T-Pain was necessary. Like I feel like yeah, there might be resentment, but I don't think he was necessarily hating on Drake in that instance because he didn't sound like he was hating. It was more so like he was inspired by the thought and he felt like that was a good example. And I think again, in this time, like this is a very sensitive time for even an artist like Drake because of perception, his past year, like everything he's going through. So I think anybody that says something about Drake that's not like just speaking extremely high of him can be interpreted as hate today. But I don't think T-Pain was necessarily hating. I think he was just expressing a sentiment.
Okay. I just think that I'm gonna talk about a separate point, right? I feel like it's only in hip hop, right, that once you get to a certain age or once you get to a certain amount of hits that people just want you to stop. Drake has the drive. Why should he stop?
Yeah.
You don't tell the country singer who's fucking 90, not even 50. You don't tell the country singer that's 90, 70, 80 to stop making country. There's plenty of country singers that are old as dirt and still making hits. We don't hear about it because we're not necessarily tapped into country or what any genre other than hip hop. There's an age limit, and once you reach a certain age, you should just stop. Fuck that. I don't agree with that shit, and I think that Drake is receiving more hate than he ever would have publicly because of the beef. You know what I'm saying? Do I think T-Pain was hating? I could see a little bit of hate in it. Did it come from a good place? It probably did. He probably didn't necessarily just mean to hate on it, but the way that it comes off is that you're hating.
This ain't a good time.
Yeah, it's not a good time because now you're basically telling Drake, don't keep on fishing for a hit. Just get the fuck out of here. Like, what? Who are you to tell Drake T-Pain is a legend?
Oh God.
But who the fuck are you to tell Drake to stop? Who are you to tell Drake don't fish for another hit? He needs another hit if you ask me. Drake is a lot of people's favorite artist, bruh. And T-Pain is a lot of people's favorite artist as well. You know what I'm saying? But the issue is
it's levels, nigga.
You wouldn't want Drake to get on there and say T-Pain went broke. I don't want him to have another hit. Like, he shouldn't be fishing to get another hit. T-Pain stopped making music. We were already in love with a stripper. We were already this and that years ago. Just stop fishing and make another hit. Come on. T-Pain went broke and came back, and now he's back balling. Do you think that he's back balling because he stopped fishing? Because he stopped throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks? No. Exactly. So you're not taking your own advice in this specific thing, T-Pain. You're telling Drake to stop when you didn't stop, and that puts you back to a spot where now we care about what you're saying. A few years ago, we didn't give a fuck what T-Pain had to say, and now he's relevant again. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole take in it. Do I think he meant to hate it? Probably not, but it does come off hateful. No. Especially in this times when everybody's firing at Drake and this and that and that. And
like it seems like everybody fires at Drake to kind of
Drake just came off a hit.
Like, nah, this ain't that.
Drake just came off a hit. Like we could sit and downplay it or whatever the fuck. Drake just came off of a hit, bruh.
Yeah.
It wasn't to the magnitude that it could have been if he didn't lose, but Drake just came off of a hit. So let's not sit here and pretend like T-Pain, when was your last hit, buddy? All right, then. You know like when was the last time you was top 10 in the Billboards, T-Pain?
We talking solo hit though, solo hit.
Yeah.
He had that hit with Glow, but that wasn't his song.
Okay, but like I said, it's few and far between. So I just don't think that you should be throwing rocks at the moon, hoping that shit comes down, bro. It's never gonna come down the way you think. You know what I'm saying? But
sometimes if you bark up that tree will fall on you.
Yeah, exactly. So long story short, I just don't think that T-Pain should say that to Drake. Because a lot of Drake has a lot of fans, and a lot of fans are waiting for Drake to come out with that next thing, waiting for, you know what I'm saying? So you saying that he should just bow out gracefully, bruh, he just came off a hit. Like, what do you mean bow out gracefully? Like, the nigga still popping, bro. Exactly. The nigga still popping his
very
shit.
Much so.
You see what I'm saying?
Very
like,
much so.
I could see if he fell off, bro, he just came off a hit. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. So that's my whole thing about it. I fuck with T-Pain though. I love T-Pain. I listen to his old music. T-Pain. I love T-Pain. You know what I'm saying? He has great ideas. I seen him go broke. I seen him come right back. You know what I'm saying? I seen him embrace streaming. I seen him get on his YouTube and get on his commentator bag, and I like that. But don't down another man, bro, just because you think that he should bow out. When again, Drake just came off of a hit, bro. When was your last hit?
Is it Stacy?
Like, come on.
Becky?
Leave the boy alone, man.
Keisha?
Let him keep on making music.
Ashley?
I want Drake to make music forever, bro. It don't matter. It shouldn't be no age limit on when you could make good music. I think that's why hip hop is in the space that it is now, because the younger people have this notion, and it's being spewed out by the older people as well, that once you get to a certain age or you get to a certain whatever, that you're not supposed to be making music. Fuck that. Yeah. Rap, nigga.
Yeah.
Rap.
Yeah. No bullshit. Or make songs, nigga. Make music.
That's it. It ain't got to be number one. So what?
Nah, no bullshit.
Why can't a nigga just make music, bruh? Why I gotta bow out gracefully if I still got the passion, if I still got the love? Like, why? But to all you bitch ass niggas that in the local sphere, and you're 50 and you're still making hip hop, and that's your bread and butter, just stop it, bruh. Go get a job. But we're talking about fucking Drake. Like, what? What? He just came off a hit. So I ain't trying to hear it, bro. I ain't trying to hear none of that. I ain't trying to hear that, bro. Drake is not your average guy, bro. He's not your average artist, bro. So I think we should have different parameters around Drake.
Yeah, Drake can make music until he's fucking 70. I'm gonna listen.
Yeah. Who cares? Just make music. Who cares? Like, especially if you found success at some point.
It's because y'all niggas just be too burnt out about the beef, bruh. Yeah. Y'all be so burnt out about the beef. Yeah. Like, y'all still want to perpetuate beef and this, and Aubrey this, and K-Bot this, and this, that. It's like, nigga, shut the fuck up and enjoy the music.
Yeah, just shut up already. All right, he lost. That's it, bro. Okay, he lost. Okay. He lost.
Cool.
He lost the battle. Okay.
Hey, all right, nigga. Wow. Like, we were never gonna just stop listening.
Yeah, to Drake, we're not. Like, we're still not gonna stop listening to Drake. And if he comes out with another hit, we're gonna listen. Like, and he, again, he just did, and y'all hated it. Y'all hated that he had another hit, but he had another hit, bro. So let's chill.
And he will be, and nigga, he's gonna have another one, bro. It's Drake.
Yeah,
so
come on, let's chill, bro.
It's like I said, man. Like y'all burnt out, man. Y'all burnt out. But take us out of here, man.
So anyway, you just finished watching another episode of the Man What podcast. It's your boy BP Untamed. Yeah. I'm here with my favorite co-host, Khalil Jamal. It goes down every single time we touch this mic, man. I want to thank y'all for making it this far in the broadcast. If you did, click to this video on the left or the right. We got so many episodes, so many podcasts, and we got more coming. You know what I'm saying? So
closing in on 100.
Yeah, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. You know what I'm saying? We do this in our free time, and we love it. You know what I'm saying? So any support y'all give us, we appreciate it. Any hate y'all give us, we appreciate it, man. If you ain't got no haters, if you ain't popping, so whatever. Y'all can say what y'all want, but this still is going to be Gam Gam's favorite podcast, no matter what. Shout out Gam Gam. GG's in the chat. Shout out LaRod. Shout out Granny Gang. It's going the fuck down, man. Y'all stay tuned in for the next episode, man. We out. Peace.
Peace.